Hey guys, if you're looking for a delicious and tender chicken marsala recipe, this is it. Please stick around because you're not going to want to miss this. And also I'm going to be showing you today's technique, which is flambe on Cooking with Tovia. So I received a request about a month or so ago if I could show my interpretation on chicken marsala. So this is it. It is really super easy to make. This chicken marsala, the actual chicken marsala stuff, it is gluten free, but it won't be, of course, if you serve it with noodles. But if you serve it with potatoes or rice, it will be a complete gluten free meal, or you can serve it with gluten free noodles. This chicken marsala sauce, it is made with wine and heavy cream, and it's cooked for a period of time to allow it to reduce. And also this chicken is not dredged in flour. So I'm going to show you guys how to make chicken marsala. So our first step is to prepare our chicken breast. Typically chicken marsala is made with flour being dredged on it, but I'm not going to use flour on this version. This is my version of chicken marsala. So I have 3 medium-sized chicken breasts, and the bottom size I just kind of trimmed it to make the bottom side of the chicken breast flat. So I'm just going to sprinkle with some salt. I love using kosher salt, and I'm going to use some coarsely ground black pepper. We're going to season both sides with the same thing. So I'm going to season the opposing side once I get them in the pan. So here in my cast iron skillet, I'm going to add just 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm using salted butter. You can use unsalted if you desire. I'm also going to add a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. You just melt the two together. Having the butter with the olive oil, what the olive oil does, it raises the burning point, so that way your butter doesn't burn. So it's important to use some type of oil. If you don't use olive oil, you can use a neutral flavor oil like canola or vegetable oil. Sunflower oil will work, coconut oil will work as well. So my cast iron pan is just beginning to get very hot. So I'm going to place the seasoned flat side of the chicken breast into my pan. Once you place them into the pan, don't move them around. I'm just going to give the pan a chance to kind of heat back up before I place in my 3rd chicken breast, because you don't want your pan temperature to drop. When your pan temperature drop, a lot of juice and water will come out of your chicken, and you're not going to get a beautiful sear. So I place that last chicken breast in there. So I'm working on high heat. I just increased the heat just for a moment. So I'm going to season the opposing sides with the same kosher salt and coarsely ground black pepper. Now I'm going to let this cook on high for about 1 to 2 minutes, just so the pan temp can stay hot, and then I'm going to adjust the temp to a lower heat, and I'll adjust the heat to a lower heat and let it cook for a moment, and then we're going to flip them. So my chicken breasts have been cooking for about 3 minutes, and I've decreased the heat. Been working on like medium-high heat just to keep the breasts cooking at a steady temp. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a flip. It has a beautiful sear. If your chicken breast is not released from the pan when you go to flip it, that means your chicken breast is not done. So don't go to force it, because what will happen is your chicken breast will rip completely apart. So just let it sear for a little bit longer. Now if you're not using a heavy bottom pan, make sure you are really, you really oil your pan really good. So give them a flip. I'm going to let them cook for another like 3 to 4 minutes. So my chicken breasts are pretty much halfway done now. I'll cook them for about 4.5 minutes per side. Don't worry about them not being completely done, because they're going to cook in our sauce. So I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to my pan here. Some more butter. Then to that I'm going to add my mushrooms. I'm going to cook the mushrooms on medium to medium high heat for about 3 minutes. You can use whatever type of mushrooms you desire. You can use portobello, baby bellas. These are just regular white button mushrooms that are sliced. So I'm going to allow them to sit. Once I kind of arrange them around, allow them to sit cook for 1 to 2 minutes, and then I'm going to give them a stir. And just let them cook to they're almost at your desired brownness. So my mushrooms is almost at my desired doneness. So what I did was I turned the heat back up to high. Okay. Your pan has to be extremely hot. So I'm going to put in my onion. And I'm going to let that sit in the pan for just a minute. And then I'm going to let the pan get extremely hot. Some tools you're going to need is a kitchen torch or a long barbecue match. A kitchen torch works better for me because I can light it and pour my wine in and then hit it, so that way I won't mess up the flambe process. As soon as the flame dies down, the alcohol is cooked off. So my pan is getting extremely hot. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and set my torch. So I'm going to turn my torch on. I have my torch ready. So here I have my Marsala wine. So I'm going to pour it into the pan, then hit it with the torch. As soon as the alcohol cooks off, I know that it's done. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to let it cook, shake it around a bit. It's a lot of wine in here, so it will all cook off. I'm going to throw in my heavy cream. I'm going to throw in my garlic. And then I have here some bouillon powder. So I'm going to just stir it around. Now the reason why I use the bouillon powder is because I'm not using chicken stock. I'm using heavy cream instead because we didn't dredge the chicken down with flour. So the cream will make everything thicken up. So everything is beginning to return back to a boil, so I'm going to add the chicken breasts back to it. I'm going to just use some of my tongs to put those mushrooms and onions on top, just so that way I can make sure the chicken breasts are sitting in the bottom of the pan, and smooth everything back around. This is starting to boil. So I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to let this cook on medium heat for about 20 to 25 minutes until everything is reduced and until the chicken breast is nice and tender. So I let this cook for about 30 minutes. So I'm at medium high heat. I've been stirring it constantly, and it reduced down greatly, and you see that it's gained beautiful color here. So I know they're tender because this one went and broke apart when I went to move it around. But you just want it to be reduced greatly like this. Okay. And before we serve it, you put your onions and mushrooms on top of your chicken. Just a really delicious, rich dish, but it's not very heavy. It's rich in flavor, but still nice and light for the summertime. It's a beautiful way to garnish this dish, just with some dried parsley or fresh parsley, just a little bit. Because a little goes a long way. A little is a lot. So here's a chicken marsala. I served it with almond shake pasta. If you enjoyed today's recipe, please hit the thumbs up, share this video, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you'd like to see in the future. So the chicken is very tender, it's very juicy. You got beautiful color on the sauce. Mushrooms has beautiful color as well. And like I said, I didn't add any cornstarch or flour or anything to thicken it. It just reduced over time, and the sauce will thicken. So let's give this a taste. Oh my goodness. The flavors from the Marsala wine really cooked down. It really gives us a delicious flavor that is indescribable. The chicken is very tender, very juicy. The mushrooms are beautifully brown. They also absorb some of that Marsala wine. And this pasta that we cook really balances everything out together. You can really taste the Marsala wine. Because we allow this cook for a long period of time. All the alcohol is cooked off, and also there isn't no bitter ending, if you know what I mean. There's no bitter aftertaste at the end of this chicken Marsala, which makes this dish really quite attractive. Please share this video, hit the thumbs up. If you made any of my recipes, I love to see pictures. Please tag me on Instagram, or you can share the pictures with me on Facebook, and I'll be glad to share them on my social media and on my future videos. Thank you all so much for subscribing and supporting and commenting and sharing. I really appreciate you all. And just remember to just keep being encourageful to each other and to send positive energy to each other, so that way we can begin to build a stepping stone to end hate in this world. Until next time, thank you for watching. Live and be well.